This one's for couples, 14 questions. Who apologizes the first after a fight? Who's the funny one? Who's more romantic? Who's more patient? Who's the better cook? Who said, I love you first? Who takes longer to get ready in the morning? Who's the grumpier one in the morning?
Well, as somebody who actually voted for 44 the first term, I never thought that I'd get to a point in my life where I would just get fucking tired of seeing him. Am I the only one? I get tired of seeing his face. With everything that I learned about this man, I just get tired of seeing him. He's always on the scene. You don't see Bush doing none of this shit. It's always him. He's always talking about what the Democrat Party need to do. Now he's talking about that they need to stop whining and they need to do something about Trump. Shut your bitch ass up.
Boy. So you got to talk about Barack Hussein Obama, who is going viral once again for a very controversial podcast that he did with Michelle Obama, okay, in which they did address the divorce rumors. Apparently, they are not getting a divorce, right? Apparently, they're still together.
These are the kinds of things that I just miss, right? So I don't even know this stuff's going on.
Right.
And then somebody will mention it to me and I'm all like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
There hasn't been one moment in our marriage where I thought about quitting my man. And we've had some really hard times. So we have had a lot of fun times, a lot of adventures. And I have become a better person because of the man I'm married to.
Okay. Don't make me cry now. Right at the beginning of the show.
Oh, that's sweet.
Don't let me start tearing up now.
And welcome to IMO.
Welcome to IMO. Get you all teared up. See, but this is why I can't talk. See, you can take the hard stuff, but when I start talking about the sweet stuff, you're like, stop, no, I can't do it.
I love it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, so you see, now you heard that. Apparently, Barack Hussein and Michelle are not getting a divorce. At least according to this podcast. Now, I'm personally not sure if I'm buying it, right? Because they don't seem like the type of couple that is together a lot, right? They don't seem like they're in an actual real relationship. This kind of seems forced, right? It seems like they're just kind of saying this to push back against the rumors because for their own business interests, it is better for them to be married, right? To be a couple rather than to be separated. But to me, I mean, I'm just saying, based off of Michelle's comments in the past, I just kind of feel like it is likely that it's separated. I mean, I don't know what type of married woman openly fantasizes about a great white pipe on a podcast with another man.
What's the weirdest guest that you've had? Can you say without insulting anybody? Or is everybody just really nice? Are they on their best behavior?
Everyone is absolutely on their best behavior, but one guest did tell me that they wanted to stay with me so bad. I only found this out after they stayed with me, that they were reloading my page like thousands of times.
Oh my God.
And I thought to myself, I don't think it's a good sign, but maybe a little bit much, but it turned out to be an amazing person.
Like concert tickets, right?
Like just reload. And I'm like, these chips are not worth it. I gotta be honest with you. Like they're pretty average baker.
Oh.
That's great.
Yeah, but you know, I have to say, Brian, if I'm a single girl out there and I find out that Brian Chesky is single and I can like stay in his house,
there she
have
goes.
you ever?
There you go.
Right to the relationship,
ever,
Brian. You don't have to be feel pressured.
No, but we've never talked about
he
this.
He just got here.
Have you ever?
Her and her husband have tried to set me up before, so
I'm very invested in Brian's love life. But so you've never met anybody that way? Have you found?
No, I haven't. Most of the people who've stayed are couples, actually.
Oh, well, that's
sweet.
It's.
But now that you've given the whole world an idea, gee whiz! Wait, so Barack has actually tried to fix you up.
Oh yeah,
is he any good at it?
We'll see.
Now, again, this podcast episode is going viral. because Obama said some things that were very interesting, particularly when it comes to this conversation about boys. The whole podcast really was about raising boys in modern society. And he made some comments that were very interesting, okay? First and foremost, he basically claimed that young boys nowadays are being raised by extremists. They're being raised to be misogynist, right? This is what he said. And also, on top of that, he claimed that boys, young boys, need gay men in their lives, right? Gay friends, gay men, in order to help them when they do ignorant things, right? Basically, to keep them in check, which was a very, very, very weird comment. Take a look.
Talking about adolescence, which I haven't watched yet, which it gets into sort of the misogyny that young boys are exposed to,
and the online,
the manosphere.
They're getting their parenting.
They're getting their
online.
parenting.
They're getting their notions of manhood
from
extreme
extremists.
Yeah, extremists.
And there were a bunch of different kinds of men. There were men that were kind of soft-spoken, and then there were men that were loud, and there were men who were engineers, and then there were men who were police officers, or they drove, a jitney cab. Yeah. Right? And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. So that I think is creating that community. I know it's corny, but that's what they need.
Yeah. So you say that, you heard that. Now, I made sure that I played the full context of the clip so that people can understand what Obama was saying there. I think the point he was trying to make is that young boys need a diverse group of people around them in order to, have role models and people to kind of look up to and to talk to and to, check them, right? When it comes to things they may say that are ignorant or to help them feel kindness and empathy, right? In the case of Obama's gay professor, I'm guessing that that's what he needed in order to help him out with that. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe his wife now has taken that role that his gay professor used to fill. But again, this comment is going viral because a lot of people are scratching their heads about Obama bringing that up, right? It kind of sounds like he's saying that young boys or boys need gay men in their lives, right? For certain reasons. Now, it's not something that I would have said, right? I would not have framed it the way Obama framed it. But regardless, I think that what he's saying reminds me of why a lot of people do not look back at Obama as fondly as they did when he first got elected, right? Especially when you talk about the black community. Because comments like this, I think, are part of the reason why Obama is not as liked in the black community, because a lot of black folks feel like that Obama was pushing a certain agenda, right? It wasn't necessarily a pro-black agenda. And all of this was kind of done for political reasons, okay? He sold himself as one thing, but then it turns out that he became another thing that a lot of black people had problems with.
For so Morning to you. Let the controversy begin. Newsweek magazine is making a splash with its new cover. It labels President Obama the first gay president. In the cover story, gay blogger Andrew Sullivan says that the president's decision to support same-sex marriage shouldn't have come as a surprise because if you look at his record, he writes, it was 3 years in the making. Well, the president's new public stance was a huge topic from the Sunday morning pulpit. African-American pastors were a huge base of support for the president when he ran in 2008. Now, some seem torn about it.
People I know, people come up to me, are saying that they don't support this, they don't like this, they're disappointed with the president, and they plan to stay home.
You can marry without the church.
Right.
You can marry without religion and a ritual. Of course, within the context of the faith, we do marry, but it's a civil issue, and you can marry and divorce without the church.
Well, the president's expected to talk more about same-sex marriage today when Ricky Martin hosts an LGBT fundraiser for President Obama.
President Obama said early on when he was running for office and throughout that he was not for gay marriage. He then evolved his position on gay marriage. I said at the time, there's another word for evolving your position. You are lying about your position. You were full of crap to begin with. That opposition to gay marriage was particularly strong in the black church. And so that was one of the reasons that they decided back in 2008 when he was running for office that he would pretend to be against gay marriage. Axelrod is partly saying this to show, hey, all of you that thought that Obama had the wrong position on gay marriage, well, now that the majority of the country is in favor of gay marriage, we feel it is safe enough to tell you he was secretly with you all along. They're trying to take credit for this.
Define marriage. I believe that marriage is the union between a man and a woman. Now, for me as a Christian,
See, but that's why he lied, because of that thunderous applause from that Christian audience. Understand, this is what politicians do. So in his mind, he's thinking, of course I'm for gay marriage, of course. But a pastor, Rick Warren, and all the Christian audience here was about to give me applause. And now you know he had discussions with his advisors. They debated what kind of lie they would tell. And the lie they settled on was, gay people, please give me your vote. Republicans are worse. And plus, I'll give you civil unions. Christians, please give me your vote. Because, come on, gay people aren't the same as us straight people, right? We're not going to let them get married. Polling got stronger, and now we're at a point, as I said, that we're in the majority. The majority of Americans believe, and that's part of why Axelrod is coming out now. Oh, yeah, majority, we were with you all the way, yes. Which way did the wind blow? Okay, good, yes, we were on that side, right? If you thought President Obama was a different kind of politician, this is a bit of bad news for you, right? You are a greasy politician who was lying about it for your own political benefit.
Yeah, so that comment from Obama just kind of reminds me of what his legacy actually is. The first gay president, right? This is what the media, this is what people have dubbed him. He's the first gay president because that is ultimately his legacy, right? That is who benefited the most from his presidency. And I think comments like that are just Obama kind of, giving a wink and a nod to his legacy, right? As president of the United States, okay? Now he's talking about how, young boys need gay men in their lives in order to be role models and stuff like that. I'm just not sure if that's going to sit well with a certain crowd of people, okay? I'm just saying. Obama here is showing us exactly where his parties really are, right? And what he really believes, okay? And, hey, it is what it is. But Obama is actually getting some backlash from liberals who are upset with some recent comments that he made about the Democrats. Because as we covered, he basically claimed that Democrats need to toughen up, right? They need to step up in the fight instead of boohoo, whine, and cry. Now, Whoopi is going to take issue with this. She's really mad at the fact that you have Democrats coming out and saying that Democrats need to not only just fight Trump, but they need to actually lead, okay, in other ways outside of being Trump deranged. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
So we were talking about what Democrats needed to do. And President Obama had a blunt message for Democrats at a private fundraiser in New Jersey over the weekend. Toughen up, he says. Democrats need to speak out more forcefully against you-know-who, that they should stop looking for a messiah, and it's going to require less navel-gazing and a little less whining. Now, billionaire Mark Cuban also took aim at political messaging on the left. Take a look.
We picked the wrong pressure points. It's just Trump sucks. That's the underlying, thought of everything the Democrats do. Trump sucks. Trump says, the sky is blue. Trump sucks. You can't, that's not the way to win. It's just not, because it's not about Trump. It's about the people of the United States of America and what's good for them. And how do you get them to a place where they're in a better position?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me remind everybody who was out in the front lines marching when we had the giant marches that went on. It was the people. The people went out. They were not navel gazing. It was older people who were saying, why are you touching my Social Security? It was not people whining. It was about people saying, why are you taking these rights from my child when my child was born here? This has not been about Democrats laying back. This has been about y'all. This has been about y'all because their messaging was always the same. Democrats have been angry at what this man tried to do the last time. They've been angry this time. So with much due respect to you both, I believe you are pointing the finger at the wrong person when you say Democrats.
Are you delineating between voters and elected officials?
Yes, I am.
You're saying that, because I agree, voters are very impassioned.
Voters, and when you say Democrats, he's talking to us saying our messaging is bad. And I'm saying, no, our messaging has not been bad because people have been out. Well, people have been cranky.
I agree with you. I wasn't.
Yeah. Again, Whoopi is just one of these deranged individuals where it's like nobody's taking away your Social Security. Okay? Nobody's taking away your right. So you're out here marching the street, right, for nothing, over nonsense, right? Over conspiracy theories. Okay? That's what they're doing. But, ultimately at the end of the day, she's mad and she's upset because, Obama is basically saying that what they're doing is ineffective, right? And, I think that Obama and his criticism of the Democrats, I think he should have took it further. I think that Mark Cuban actually was more accurate with it when he basically stated that Democrats don't stand for a damn thing except being against Trump, right? And saying Trump sucks is not enough because Trump does not suck, first and foremost. He doesn't suck. And there are some things that Democrats should agree with Trump on. And this is something that I've been saying for the longest time. And, I think that at some point a Democrat leader will actually get it. They will get it and they will say, listen, on certain issues, we need to agree with Trump. We need to openly agree with Trump and to try to move towards the middle. The Democrats need a strong male leader, okay, a high testosterone leader to push away the far left, okay? Obama's comments, right, suggest that he ain't that guy, right? He ain't that guy that he used to be, right? Or that he was pretending to be, okay? And that is what Democrats are missing. They need somebody to say, getting in bed with far left extremists is not what we should be doing. But they don't have that. So, at this point, what you have are Democrats fighting about whether or not they're being tough enough against Trump. When all they do is kick, scream, and cry about Trump. And, ultimately, at the day, that's not enough. So, there you have it. Obama is probably going to get some backlash from both sides here when it comes to his comments about how young boys needed gay men in their lives and his comments about the Democrat Party. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.